The last light had gone. The garden breathed. And under the earth, something was stirring. Can you feel it? A tiny pulse. A secret movement. Down where the roots go deep and the worms travel slow. Farmer Gray had closed the barn door an hour ago. The chickens were tucked into their roosts. Feathers fluffed and eyes shut. The old dog slept by the hearth, his paws twitching as he dreamed of chasing rabbits across golden fields. And in the corner of the vegetable patch, a single seed lay waiting. This was not just any seed. It was a carrot seed, small and brown and quiet. It had been pressed into the soil by two small paws, the paws of a bunny named Pip. Pip had helped Farmer Gray plant the seeds that morning. He had used his nose to nudge each one into its little hole. He had covered them gently with dirt, the way you cover a sleeping friend with a blanket. And then he had whispered to each seed, "Grow, I will come back for you." The soil was cool and damp. Dew clung to every blade of grass. The moon was rising. But Pip was inside now, curled in his straw nest, his whiskers twitching. He was not asleep. He was thinking of the seeds, wondering if they could feel the earth holding them, wondering if they were dreaming too. Do seeds dream? That is a question only the garden knows the answer to. And the garden was not telling. Not yet. Deep underground, the carrot seed began to change. It felt the moisture seeping in through its brown coat. It felt the warmth of the soil around it. It felt something pushing from inside. A tiny root, white and fragile, reaching down. Then a tiny stem, reaching up. The seed did not know where it was going. It only knew it had to move. Have you ever been so excited you could not sit still? That is how the seed felt. It pushed and pushed. The soil parted around it. Small stones were nudged aside. A worm wiggled out of the way, startled. And then, with a soft pop that only the moon could hear, a tiny green sprout broke through the surface of the earth. It was the middle of the night. Nobody saw. The sprout stood alone, a single green leaf held up to the stars. It was small, so small you could have covered it with your thumb, but it was alive, and it was growing. By morning, Pip would see it. He would hop across the dewy grass, his ears perked forward, his nose twitching. He would stop right in front of that sprout, and he would remember his whisper, "Grow, I will come back for you." But that was still hours away. Right now, the sprout had a job to do. It had to reach for the sun. It had to stretch its tiny stem toward the light that was not yet there. Have you ever tried to grow towards something you could not see? That is what the sprout did. It trusted. It reached. It grew. And all around it, the garden was doing the same thing. The tomatoes were dreaming of red. The pumpkins were dreaming of round. The beans were dreaming of climbing. Every plant, every sprout, every seed, they were all working in the dark, doing the slow work of becoming. A mouse scurried past, her whiskers brushing the tiny carrot leaf. She paused, sniffed, then moved on. The leaf was not for her. Not yet. Everything has its time. The stars wheeled overhead. The moon crossed the sky. And the carrot sprout kept growing. One leaf became two. Two became four. The stem thickened. The root pushed deeper into the earth. searching for water, searching for minerals, searching for the things it needed to become orange and sweet and full. Farmer Gray called this the hidden time, the time when the plant is working hardest but nobody can see it. The roots grow, the leaves unfold, the sugars slowly fill the carrot. All hidden, all quiet, all under the dark soil, that secret work under the soil. It is the same kind of work that makes a carrot sweet. If you have ever wondered what else is growing in the dark, you will want to stay with us. Subscribe so you do not miss the next story of hidden growth. And tell us in the comments, what do you think the carrot seed was dreaming about as it pushed its root down? That is how the garden teaches patience. You cannot rush a carrot. You cannot make it grow faster by watching it. You can only water it. You can only keep the weeds away. And then you wait. Pip understood this. He had learned it from his mother, who had learned it from her mother. Carrots take time, but they are worth waiting for. The first light appeared in the east, a thin line of gold along the horizon. The rooster stirred on his perch. The old dog yawned and stretched, and in the straw nest, Pip's ears twitched. He was awake, and he could feel it. Something had changed in the night. Something was different. He slipped out of the nest. His paws made soft sounds on the wooden floor. He pushed the door open with his nose. The cool morning air hit his fur. He blinked in the dim light, and then he saw it, right where he had planted the seed, a tiny green leaf, waving in the breeze. Grow. I will come back for you. And the sprout had kept its promise. Pip hopped over.
Good evening, my friends.
He touched the leaf with his nose. It was soft, delicate, full of life. He could see the tiny veins running through it, carrying water from the roots. He could smell the earth on its stem. "Hello," he whispered. "I knew you would come." The sprout did not answer, but it seemed to lean toward him, as if it recognized his voice, as if it remembered the whisper from the day before. Now the work would change. Pip would need to water the sprout every day. He would need to pull the little weeds that tried to crowd it. He would need to protect it from the wind and the hungry bugs. It was a lot of work for a small bunny, but that is what helpers do. They do the work that nobody sees. They water and weed and wait. They trust the hidden time. The sun rose higher. The garden woke up. Bees began their rounds. A butterfly landed on a pumpkin flower. The old dog came outside and lay down in the warm dirt, watching Pip with sleepy eyes. And the carrot sprout kept growing. Day after day, Pip came to visit. He brought water in a tiny tin can, balanced carefully between his paws. He poured it slowly around the base of the plant, letting it soak in deep. He talked to the sprout. He told it about his dreams. He told it about the stars he had seen. He told it about the carrot he hoped it would become. And the sprout listened. Or at least it grew. Have you ever talked to a plant? Some people say it helps them grow. Scientists have studied this. They found that plants respond to sound, to vibrations, to the warmth of a voice. Maybe the sprout did understand. Maybe it knew that Pip was its friend, its guardian, its gardener. 5 days passed. Then 7. Then 10. The sprout was no longer a sprout. It had grown into a full plant, with many leaves spreading out like green feathers. The stem was thick and strong, and under the soil, something was happening. Something orange and sweet and tender. The carrot was taking shape. Pip knew this without seeing it. He could smell it. The earth around the plant had a different scent now. Richer, sweeter, full of promise. He put his ear to the soil and listened. He could hear the roots drinking. He could hear the carrot growing. But then one morning, something was wrong. Pip arrived at the garden to find a hole. Right next to the carrot plant, a small hole, dug by something with sharp claws. The soil was scattered. One of the leaves was torn. Pip's heart sank. Had a rabbit come in the night? A gopher? A hungry mole? He inspected the damage. The carrot was still there. He could see the top of it, orange and firm. But the hole was too close. If the digging continued, the carrot would be found. It would be eaten before it was ready. Pip did not know what to do. He was just a small bunny. He could not fight a mole. He could not guard the garden all night. So he did the only thing he could. He sat down next to the carrot. He put a paw on the torn leaf. And he waited. Waiting is the hardest work a gardener does. The sun climbed higher. The day grew hot. Pip did not move. He stayed by the carrot, watching, listening, hoping. A ladybug landed on his ear. A bee buzzed past. The old dog came over and lay down beside him, offering silent company. And then in the afternoon, something happened. A shadow passed over the garden. A large shadow. Pip looked up. It was Farmer Gray. He was carrying a shovel and a bundle of sticks. He had seen the hole, too. He had come to help. Farmer Gray did not say much. He just knelt down, examined the damage, and began to build a small fence around the carrot. A circle of sticks tied together with twine. It was not a tall fence, but it was enough. It would keep the diggers out. "Good work, Pip," Farmer Gray said. His voice was rough and kind. "You stayed. That's what matters. That is what it means to be part of a garden. You stay, even when the digging is close. You belong to this story now, and there are more nights like this to share. Subscribe to keep walking through the seasons with Pip and Farmer Gray. And leave a comment with the word stayed if you have ever waited for something to grow." Pip felt his chest warm. He had not fixed the problem alone, but he had not run away either. He had stayed, and the carrot had kept growing. The fence worked. The holes stopped appearing. The days passed. The carrot grew larger, sweeter, more orange. Every morning, Pip checked it. Every evening, he watered it. Every night, he dreamed of the day it would be ready. And finally, after 47 days, 47 days of waiting and watering and hoping, the carrot was ready. Pip knew it the moment he touched the ground. The soil felt different. Loose. Inviting. The carrot wanted to come out. He called Farmer Gray. Together, they knelt beside the plant. Pip took hold of the green leaves, right where they met the stem. He pulled gently. The earth resisted at first. Carrots hold on tight. They do not let go easily. Pip pulled harder. He felt the carrot moving,
so well, little friend.
sliding
Keep
through the
growing.
soil. releasing its grip inch by inch. And then, with a soft swoosh, the carrot came free. It was beautiful, long and straight and deep orange like the last light of sunset. Dirt clung to its skin like tiny jewels. It smelled of earth and rain and patience. Pip held it in his paws. It was heavy, real, his. "Thank you," he whispered to the empty hole. "Thank you for growing." That evening, in the kitchen of the little farmhouse, Farmer Gray washed the carrot in a bowl of cool water. The dirt swirled away, revealing the bright orange beneath. He cut it into round slices. Chop, chop, chop. Each slice was a little circle of orange, perfect and sweet. He placed the slices in a wooden bowl. He added a sprinkle of salt. He set the bowl on the table. Pip climbed onto his cushion. He looked at the carrot slices. He remembered the seed, the sprout, the watering, the waiting, the hole, the fence, the 47 days. He took a bite. The carrot was sweet. So sweet. Sweeter than any carrot he had ever tasted. It crunched between his teeth. It filled his mouth with the taste of sunshine and soil and time. He closed his eyes, and he smiled. The sweetness of that carrot came from every day of waiting. There are more carrots to harvest, more seeds to plant, more nights to drift off to sleep with the garden. Subscribe now so you are here when the next sprout breaks through the soil. And before you close your eyes, share in the comments. What is one thing you are waiting patiently to grow right now? After the meal, Pip went outside. The stars were coming out one by one. The moon was rising, round and white, like a carrot slice in the sky. He sat on the porch and looked up. He thought about the seed that had become a sprout, the sprout that had become a plant, the plant that had become a carrot, the carrot that had become his meal. And somewhere in the garden, in the dark soil, another carrot seed was waiting. It had been planted by Farmer Gray that morning. It was small and brown and quiet. It was dreaming of growing. Tomorrow, Pip would water it. Tomorrow, he would whisper to it, "Grow, I will come back for you." But tonight, he was tired. His paws were heavy. His eyes were closing. He curled up on the soft grass. The old dog came over and lay beside him. The crickets sang their sleepy song. The stars watched over everything. And as Pip's breathing grew slow and regular, the garden continued its secret work. The roots pushed deeper. The leaves unfolded. The seeds dreamed their dreams. The work of growing never stops, even when everyone is asleep, even when nobody is watching. So close your eyes now. The garden is safe. The carrot is growing. And tomorrow, when you wake, there will be something new to discover. A leaf, a flower, a tiny green sprout that was not there before. That is the promise of every seed. Sleep well, little gardener. The garden will keep growing while you dream.